Talk this week that the $350 million over 20 years for Detroit could actually be a lump sum of less than $200 million straight from the rainy day fund. Does that make it easier or harder to sell for lawmakers outstate?
I don't know.
When you're actually taking a lump sum from the rainy day fund.
I don't know anything's going to make it easier. I mean, it's a tough sell for these folks who've got to go into districts and say, look, you know, we know you got troubles too, but we got to do this for Detroit. What's interesting though, yeah, we printed a poll in today's newspaper from Business Leaders of Michigan, shows pretty strong support statewide for helping out Detroit. So there is a sense statewide that that benefiting Detroit, helping Detroit out of this mess is good for everybody. And I think that, as much as anything, will move lawmakers in the right direction.
So it doesn't make a difference where this money comes from?
Well, I think it does make a difference where it comes from. I mean, the rainy day fund, I think, is not as good a source as the tobacco settlement money, for instance. I mean, I think.
Why not?
Because we're still building up that rainy day fund, and we blew through it. John Engler, one of the worst things that he did, and he did a lot of good things too, but one of the worst things he did was blow through that rainy day fund before he left office. And Granholm,
rainy day fund still had a lot of money when he left office.
didn't reverse that, so we ended up with nothing. I mean, when Rick Snyder took office, we didn't have anything really. We've been working on building that back up. It's not where it should be. So anything you take out of it, you're stealing from yourself.
And that's, keeping the rainy day fund fat is a benefit in that it reduces your bond rating, or it helps reduce your bond rating, so you get lower borrowing costs. I think bonding the money, paying it off through the tobacco settlement money was a decent idea.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea too.
So do you have to have a plan for how to replenish that money back into the rainy day fund if you say, all right, we're going to give X amount of dollars to Detroit, and this is what we're going to do to make sure that that comes back in there over 10 years' time?
The rainy day fund's been being built up out of surpluses that we've had the last, 2 or 3 years. There's no reason to expect that those will go away. You can't count on it, obviously. But
it might rain someday.
It might rain someday, and we might need something. But this is also a rainy day fund kind of issue, right? An emergency, one-time kind of thing. That's why you have the money. It's not building cost into.
I disagree that it was ever intended for these sort of one-time bailouts and projects. Rainy day fund is designed to smooth over economic dips in revenue in the economy, so that you don't have to do drastic budget cutting. I think this sets a bad precedent if we dip into it for this.
I will have to say it does worry me a little bit that now you're going to get other cities and other areas that said, well, I would just need a little bit to just get by this.
Or let's use the rainy day fund for this project or that project. I mean, you open a door and they're going to be grabbing at it with both hands.
But the door's open. I mean, you have all these municipalities who have serious financial issues, and they are not wrong to raise their hands and say, what are we going to do about this?
And they're going to. What happens if Flint files for bankruptcy?
Absolutely.
How much are they going to go in to help Flint or some of these other communities?